Good afternoon, good morning. It's Mark Johnson from Loyalty 360. Hope everyone's happy, safe, and well. I want to welcome you back to another edition of our Leaders in Customer Loyalty series. In this series, we speak with leading brands about what they are seeing and hearing on the front lines of customer, channel, and brand loyalty. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Brad Anderson. He's the Vice President of the Hilton Honors program, the strategy group at Hilton. How are you today, Brad?
I'm great. It's lovely out there.
It's raining here. It's summer, hot, humid. It's been raining in Cincinnati for like a week now. I'm getting ready to figure out what an arc is. What a cubit is. I'm sorry. Everyone's a joke. Yeah. So again, thank you for taking the time. We like to start these on a more personal level, get to know you a little bit more. Obviously, your role at Hilton, maybe what you did before that, and a fun fact or a passion you may have outside of work.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Mark, and thank you to Loyalty 360 for the conversation. First and foremost, I'm a proud dad of two young children, both under 5 years old, and partnered with my wife of over 10 years. But professionally, as you mentioned, I serve as the Vice President of the Global Hilton Honors Loyalty Program. We're here in the Northern Virginia area. I've been with Hilton and specifically Hilton Honors for the past 7 years. In that time, my team and I have charted new courses for the program, achieved a massive amount of growth, over 100 million new members since I started, and really tried to find the best strategies, investments to delight our customers. So, my roles within Hilton have all been within the loyalty program. I've kind of really done a lot of different functions. So program design, strategy development. I've been a part of any of the major program partner launches, program evolutions. I oversee our point currency to ensure we maintain our redemption value and flexibility for customers. My team also looks after the highest quality member experiences and digital innovations, which I'm sure we'll get into, to make staying just easy and seamless. Then I also look after the commercial value of the program to our hotel ownership groups and have expertise running the loyalty ops side. So in my current role, I have the real great privilege of setting the overall strategy and vision for the program, where we really try to position Honors as like the best global loyalty program across all of industries. And within hospitality, that really means making the staying better for 165 million members. Prior to Hilton, I was at Deloitte Consulting in their strategy innovation practice and really fell in love with being a point obsessed nerd and unlocking the best value on the customer side. So I think, last thing I'll say, it's really a dream job. It's really fun to be in two dynamic industries, loyalty and travel and hospitality, and really bring these dream moments. So on the fun fact side, I have been privileged enough to visit all of the lower 48 states and hike through many of the national parks. We actually have a trip in a few weeks to Alaska for the kids to stay at our Hampton Inn and Hilton Anchorage properties, and we're planning for Hawaii early next year to round out 50 states. So it's a little bit about me.
Well, that's good. 50 states is a good number. I think I counted it. I was in the 40s, but not 48. Some of those, getting close. So Hilton, everyone knows the brand, iconic brand, great customer loyalty program, diamond guy myself. Hopefully I make it this year, going to be close. When you look at Hilton, for those who may not know about Hilton, can you give us a little brief history of the brand and how you guys were formed and the whole deal? It would be great to know.
Yeah, of course. Hilton has a really rich history, over 100 years young. We're 100 years of hospitality, all of which started back in 1919 when Conrad Hilton entered the hotel business in Cisco, Texas. And so he actually was on his way to buy a bank, and he actually pivoted and actually bought the Mobley, which was a local hotel, while he was staying there, when he saw the kind of business it was, which really sparked a whole new dream for him. In 1925, he opened the first hotel with the Hilton name in Dallas, Texas, and he really aimed to be the best hotel in Texas and really focused on innovation really from the start of the company. So this hotel had elevators, laundry chutes. He actually built the hotel with the west side of the building with no guest rooms because Western sun in Dallas is extremely hot and there was no air conditioning back then. So began on the innovation journey early on. Hilton came into the stock market as the first hotel company to join in 1946. And you may have heard of Waldorf Astoria in New York City. He bought that in 1949 to start a luxury journey, calling it the greatest of them all. And the same year, we actually launched Hilton International at the Caribe Hilton in Puerto Rico. where, fun fact, the pina colada was invented in 1954 by our hotel bar staff. Moving into like the mid-century, Baron Hilton introduced on the customer side a new Hilton Carte Blanche credit card, which is really the premier travel card of its time. And then in the 1990s, we became American Express's first co-branded credit card product. And they've been one of our longest standing partners, continuing today with our award-winning credit cards. In very recent years, Chris Nassetta became our CEO in 2009. We've just been on an extremely rapid growth journey. We had about 10 brands at the time when he joined. We now have over 20. We have 22 brands to meet every guest's need across the world. So taking the full picture of Hilton, we are a leading global hospitality company. We have 7,300 properties across the world, 1.1 million rooms in 123 countries. So, kind of in summary, it's all about the founding vision of filling the earth with the light and warmth hospitality. And we've done that by welcoming 3 billion guests. We are one of the top 100 best places to work for in the world. And so for me, it's just really extremely humbling to be part of that history and building that legacy in the loyalty side.
That's awesome. Great to hear more about the history for sure. And part of that history, you mentioned an amazing Hilton Honors program, loyalty program. Under your stewardship, you mentioned you've grown it over 100 million. Can you give us a brief history of the program, when it was started, how the program works, how members engage with it, and what are the benefits of the program? And most importantly, how do you keep it award-winning and going forward?
Yeah, so I'll say first, Hilton Honors is kind of this connective tissue, as other loyalty programs are, that like kind of glues our brands together. And in some ways, we call it a loyalty program, but I kind of personally think that undersells the value. It's the lifeblood. It's how you connect with every one of our guests in a meaningful way, in a personal way. And it's really about making travel effortless, really fun, delighting. We have a bunch of exceptional experiences. And you may have seen our new brand platform launch last year. So so if Hilton is for the stay, then Hilton Honors is all about making that stay even better when you have a relationship with us. So in terms of history, we debuted in 1987. In fact, fun fact, the program actually started as an instant win scratch-off promotion tied to the U.S. Olympic team sponsorship. And since then, we've grown to a number of industry-first innovations, but those humble beginnings. And momentum grew. We were 1 million members in 1996, 10 million in 2002, 20 million in 2008. And when I first joined, in 2016, we've added over 100 million members. So we are known to be the fastest growing hotel loyalty program in the industry. We have over 165 million members now, which is a 20% year-over-year growth. And we added about 7 million last quarter. So by the time we're probably done speaking, we will have added a couple thousand members to the program.
That's great.
Which is crazy. And before I get to the customer side, our members make up a large amount of hotels. So they account for about 64% of all occupied nights in the entire world. And that's the highest amount across major hospitality companies. So, really think of it this way. 6 out of every 10 guests in any hotel in the world right now are Hilton Honors members. So you mentioned how do we do that? What's the secret sauce on the customer experience side? Where it's really simple but complex to execute. All we're trying to do is making the staying experience better for all members. Whether you stay 1 night or whether you stay 100 nights, we have different rewards and benefits to enhance your experience, both within the stay, but also around and adjacencies around the stay. So what are we about? First thing to know is we're easy. It's just easy to join. Our points are easy to earn, easy to redeem. We have no gotchas to keep you from using your points. It's really rewarding. So we offer discounts. We have generous promotions. We give you ways to get status through our credit cards. I think uniquely Hilton Honors is this idea of customization and flexibility. So with our app, you can choose your room, the exact room you want. We give you a very flexible way to use your points with industry first points and money slider. So any hotel, no blackout dates. If that paid room is there, we are allowing you to use your points, which isn't necessarily standard in hospitality. And we have exclusive partners like Lyft, Amazon, Ticketmaster, if you need to use your points in a flexible way. In terms of the hotel experience, I think you talked with my colleague Amanda Jamerson about our automated room upgrades. If you're elite, that gives you the confirmed room 72 hours ahead of time, that upgrade. And then kind of last thing I'll say is we're trying to create dreams. So whether it's a dream stay with your points, a dream experience, we kind of have that opportunity for you to really engage beyond just a room. So a lot of ways to engage, a lot of ways to have a relationship with us.
Well, and I think one of those ways to engage could be International Friendship Day. I think that's July 30th, which helps Hilton Honor members make it easy for their next friendcation. Can you tell us a little bit about that promotion, that idea, how that came to be?
Yeah, I think, it really, at Hilton, it really matters where you stay. And we really want to provide Hilton Honors as a way to unlock that really great stay, and not just for yourself, but that stay with your friends on International Friendship Day or beyond. So it's all about like giving value if you're trying to travel together. So as I mentioned before, making sure you and your friends get the best discount is through Hilton Honors. So making sure folks are able to book that really easily through the app. And then making sure we reward you for that and all your friends staying. So want to make sure that you're getting ways to get points for those future friend stays. And if you have elite status, you are able to get those points faster and then use them really quickly without having to build up a bunch of points to go with your friends. And then lastly, as if your friend has status or other elements, being able to have that room upgrade when you're going with your crew to your travel experience, and making sure you receive that food and beverage experience that comes with status. Just make sure that stay is something that feels different, whether it's one person or 4 to 8 people.
Okay, excellent. When you look at the Hilton Honors allowing travel buddies, the opportunity to pool their points to book rooms, how has that collaboration between the accounts resulted in greater program engagement? How are you looking at that?
Yeah, we were the first to launch free points pooling and free transfer in the industry. So it really allows you to have 11 honors members, if that's how big your group is, a member and 10 others, to combine your points really easily to get that next stay with your friends or family. And we don't charge you for that. There's no transaction fees, there's no gotchas. So we've seen a lot of members use the ability to come together, have a family, extended family, use your points together for a hotel stay, or even some of the experiences on our platform, which I'm sure I'll talk a little bit about. But really, it's offered a great way to drive stickiness, have engagement. Like, we want you to use your points with your friends and family, because we want you to get you to that stay and stay with our amazing brand. So that's really the goal with that product.
Okay. You mentioned Hilton Honors has a very flexible mobile app. You can access your digital room key, move rooms around, especially if you have a pet or don't have a pet. You can get next to that door potentially. How has the mobile app allowed for more personalized experience for customers, and where do you think technology is leading to in the hotel industry and with Hilton to maybe enable more of that?
Yeah, the Hilton Honors app is a critical piece of allowing our members to control that travel experience and have some flexibility as they do it. I've had a lot of industry first on that front, and really have leaned into technology enhancements to make sure the guest experience is immediately valuable and customizable for members right when they join and sign up. So one really cool innovation is something called Confirm Connecting Rooms. We were the first in the industry to be able to build a way to instantly confirm those connecting rooms. So if you travel with your family or your friends, you're like hoping at the front desk that they have a connecting room there, put in a request. This actually lets you do it at time of booking. So you'll have that way to know that you're right next to your friends and your family, which is critically important. On the choose your room elements, we talked a bit about that, but being able to be away from the elevator or be close to the elevator on the first floor, it's very seamless in the way to do that. We also have a digital key, which lets you go straight to your room. But first for the major hospitality company was digital key share. So you can actually share that with your guests or your friends, your family, with up to 4 people, right through the phone, right through the app. Actually, for us as a young family, trying to get 2 kids in the room and have my wife up there, and then being able to go back to the car, and having 2 keys is really critical in a digital key experience. And then the last couple of things, we have integrated our Lyft rideshare right into the app. So if you need to book your Lyft, if you're traveling with friends, You have to go find the hotel address. It's all really integrated into the experience. So there's a few ways to engage and have a different feeling stay with Hilton through our app technology.
Okay, excellent. Definitely being able to share key is important. I travel a lot for soccer. My daughter's actually starting at Akron next week. She's going to play soccer for them, hopefully start. So I end up sharing keys with her no matter where we are, and it works very well. So that's a really cool innovation.
Definitely. That's awesome.
So when you look at your mobile app and kind of the customer experience platform, members can explore different experiences, and outings when they're on their trip. How does that help from a personalization perspective to create engagement, and where do you see the experience platform going?
Yeah, this is one of the coolest pieces of the program. So the Hilton Honors Experiences platform allows members to engage in our kind of some exclusive partnerships and kind of pursue those passion points, typically around a stay. So their favorite artists, big culture moments, pursuing passions that really inspire them. So the first thing that we think about is how do we understand our guests and what interests go beyond travel or integrate with travel, and then how do we reward them by creating money can't buy elements that having these honors points creates that experience for them. So what's different about us as well is that we actually integrate our hotel and signature hospitality into these once in a lifetime moments. And I'll give you a few examples. We recently had last year a John Legend private member only concert at our Waldorf Astoria DC property. We had a cultural connection with the Roots in their meet and greet in Philly. And in Europe, we have exclusive partnership with McLaren, and they have F1, the British Grand Prix was there. We actually have a hotel at Silverstone Racetrack. It's a Hilton Garden Inn. And we did a bunch of activations with McLaren, and we had Paris Hilton DJ for us, had our members be able to kind of engage with the F1 experience in a totally different way, where we integrated the hotel and the experience itself. You mentioned soccer. We actually just launched a Chelsea Football Club sponsorship and being able to get VIP access to those football players on the match, on the pitch, with their experiences. So we've done a lot of other things. We have a Grammy partnership that we're the official hotel sponsor there. We did a really cool thing with Connected Room concert, where Brandy Carlisle was actually did a performance between our two rooms in that concert for Hilton, which was a really cool experience. So a lot of different ways to engage, and I'd say there's a lot of exciting signature events coming up, like the Ryder Cup, where you can actually stay on the green in a real hotel room. We have more F1 coming up, and if you stick around, we'll have some maybe surprise music events later this year. So a lot going on there. It's a really cool piece of the program.
That's great. When you look at these personalized offers, how does voice of the customer come into play with this? Like listening to feedback potentially of different F1 or NASCAR, or is that something you guys do? Or how do you look at voice of the customer regarding your customer loyalty and customer experience strategies?
Yeah, it's absolutely critical and foundation to any loyalty program or any product experience. So I think we really build off the foundation of all of our years of history of listening to our customer, being on the forefront of any trends in their tastes and passions. I mean, we do a lot of focused look at what customers are doing. In the last couple of years, there's been some interesting elements going on with bleisure traveler, pet friendly travel, group travel, as we've talked about before, and then for hotels or loyalty programs, this instant gratification, gamification. How do we take advantage of that and make it fun? That's ultimately what this should be. So we really take a look at all of our offerings, make sure we get information on what our active products are, whether that's in social media, post-stay surveys, other research moments, in more emergent group like Gen Z travelers, and kind of take that in as we build our innovation strategy. And we're all into testing new concepts, taking new approaches out there, and then quickly scaling them across our 7,300 hotels. So that's our process, but we definitely you got to start with the customer and what they're into.
Excellent. Well, when you look at all the new enhancements you've made to the program, what features do you see members leveraging most and kind of getting the most value out of?
Yeah, no, I mean, first and foremost, I think our members are really dreaming of that next stay. So, how do we build those features that can get them to their aspirational travel destinations even faster? And talked about, the flexible slider in some ways that even if you have 5,000 points, you can start seeing value and kind of go to these really exciting properties that we're opening across the world. For example, we have the Conrad Los Angeles just opened earlier this year, Embassy Suites Aruba, the Waldorf in DC I mentioned. We have new Curios, which is our collection brand, Hotel Matera in Madrid. We have new Hiltons in Okinawa, and we have some new hotels coming. Our newest brand, one of our newest brands, Tempo in Times Square, is opening very soon. So I think making ways to understand where those properties are, using your points really quickly, pulling with your friends, like those are ways to get to the Hilton hospitality even faster. And on the technology side, I think that's a lot of what we've seen. So the digital key share has been wildly popular in exactly the use case you mentioned. That automated complimentary room upgrade experience is unique to us in the industry, and then really just getting those points transfers to unlock that stays are some things I'm seeing across our membership base that they love.
Okay. A question that we love to ask is, especially someone who has the passion that you have for the industry, right? You get to work for a great brand, as you mentioned earlier, in Hilton, and also in customer loyalty, which is, I think, is one of the most dynamic fields to work in. You get to talk to smart people about smart things, innovation, and human behavior. But when you look at loyalty, are there a couple brands or a brand that you may be loyal to or admire? And if so, why?
Yeah, I actually am. As a parent with two young kids, Starbucks is even before kids. Always been an admirer of what they've done with their loyalty experience. Just earned some stars this morning from there's a Starbucks down here at the Hilton headquarters office. So I think they do some really fun things with their promotions, like Starbucks for Life, if you've used that, and their kind of promotional offers in their app, I think are really fun to use. But I'm kind of a sucker in general for a good game, and earning points could be equally as fun as redeeming points. So, that fun cycle, if you want to call it that, for a product is unique with Starbucks. You can do that daily, and as a dad of two kids, it's certainly want to have some fun while caffeinating, and a really cool user experience is kind of what I think is interesting. I think there's a lot of parallels to the really seamless digital check-in key share that we have, and how do you make digital fun and engaging beyond functionals? I admire them for that.
What can Loyalty 360 do to help you and your team regarding your customer loyalty journey?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think being a member of Loyalty 360, Hilton and our team members really benefit from being a part of that discussion of the latest trends, as we talked about before, in loyalty, and just getting dialogue across the industry leading brands is super helpful to loyalty leaders like myself and my team. Events like the Loyalty 360 Expo really gives us opportunities to come together, exchange ideas, just find out what's going on across the industry, and highlight some of the work we've been doing and innovating on, like we shared automated upgrades earlier this year to the broader industry group. So it's really just great to have that spark of creative thinking across our industry peers. And I think Loyalty 360 helps unlock that for us.
Brad, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. It was great getting to meet you, hearing a little bit about you, your new kids, and the passion you have for not only Hilton, but also customer loyalty is great to hear, because sometimes that passion isn't there with brands in a way that it is definitely with you and Hilton. So thank you for sharing, and look forward to hearing more from Hilton through the remainder of 2023. And thank you everyone else for listening. Have a wonderful day, and look forward to having you back on another edition of our Leaders in Customer Loyalty series. Have a wonderful day.